that's it. The board study session. Sounds like the mic's on, Larry. Is that working? So we're recording. Thank you. So the items on the agenda, is that you, Superintendent?
If you would like to defer,
I
I'll go
will
ahead.
turn the time over to you.
Perfect. We've got two agenda items, great board, tonight for board study session. The first one is just to update you very briefly on the leadership decisions that have gone on in regards to our tech services department. And then we will have Larry Hadley follow up. He's going to give us an update on all of the minor projects going on out there with our new school build. So, well, first of all, let me talk to you a little bit about the tech department. Tonight we will be asking for your approval to place Jennifer Boyer Thurgood back in an interim director position to finish out the school year. Jennifer's been instrumental keeping things running in our tech services department for the past few months. As you know, we have a huge implementation coming with a new student information system. She's up to speed on that. We went through an intensive interview process a few weeks ago and determined that this time of year is a very difficult time of year to find a director. So we're going to ask Jennifer to carry that load for us as the interim director of tech services through the end of the year. We will open the position back up in March and advertise for that position district-wide and outside of district and determine a director at a later time, a permanent director. In the interim, I just want to thank you so much. With your support, we decided we had an outstanding candidate that kind of came through. He has wonderful tech services background. He worked for our department for 14 years, and we could not pass him up. And so with all of the supports that we need tech services wide going forward, we asked for your approval to add an assistant director. And I conferred with President Ritchie on this, and he agreed. Let me just quickly just summarize, if you wouldn't mind, why we feel like we need an assistant director. If you've got any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. But with the SIS implementation coming, that's a big heavy lift. That is a whole new student information system that we need to train our teachers and educators around and handle the backside of that piece. We have ongoing cybersecurity concerns. This individual has just vast expertise in that area, and we'll talk a little bit about when we introduce him to you in the formal board meeting. We've also got the 3 new school builds that are going on, and as you can imagine, all the cameras and the network pieces that have to be added into those new schools, we felt like we needed an assistant director to help us with that. We have the ongoing issue and support that's needed around our one-to-one initiative with our Chromebooks. We've got a new ticketing system coming for maintenance and technology, which is going to be another heavy lift for our tech services department at a very difficult time. And also a child nutrition system that we're going to need to adopt that will integrate with our new SIS so that we can properly report out on our the federal monies that we receive from the government. So with all of those pieces in place, we just felt like an assistant director was needed at this time. So I wanted to let you know that is the reasoning behind that. If you have any questions about that.
Gina, I have a question.
Sure.
Is that also interim, or is that a...
No, this will be a permanent position.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, permanent ongoing position. Thanks, Jen. Any other questions?
Is Dr. Thurgood Boyer willing to do that?
Yes, she has been just.
Use that language.
We twisted her arm, but she's been doing such a fantastic job, and Board Member Jardine, I can just tell you that she's kind of gotten attached to that entire department, as you can imagine, with what's gone on the last few months there. So she's become attached and would really like to see this SIS adoption through with them. Appreciate that. Anything else? All right, the last item on our agenda is just Larry Hadley, not just Larry Hadley, but the Larry Hadley. Larry, why don't you come on up and appreciate you being here tonight.
The one and only.
We saved the best for last.
Yes.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Board, President Ritchie, Superintendent Butters. Gina and I talked
I just wanted to update you a little bit. It is time to start our third project, the construction of the elementary. We're going to break ground in the next 10 days. I just wanted to update you a little bit. We are closing in on a GMP that I work with Robert on. As you know, when I took over in July, this project hadn't actually finalized in its drawing, and so I got to be more a part of this one than inheriting the junior high and high school, which I'll talk about briefly. But we were able to get in on the 50% documents done, and then the 75. When the first estimate came out, the estimate was $46,297,510. We did a little different process than we did in the high school. A lot of the high schools valued engineering was done at the end. We started at this point and started to value engineer it with the architect and the contractor, which is Westland. Westland, we never worked with Westland before. They've been fantastic working with me through this time, but we've been VEing this project. Every Wednesday we would drive down to Salt Lake and meet as a group. So as we finished this, we were able to go from 46, in our large drop, a fairly large drop, but we decided to up our contingency a little bit. What we did was we rolled our allowances into the contingency instead of carrying allowances and contingency. We've had some water issues at the high school, as you well know, and being from that area, we're going to have some water issues on the elementary. So instead of setting a number for contingency, or for allowance, we rolled it into contingency money.
The rumor is that the new high school is sinking before it's even...
I've had that call several times, sir. I'm not sure the sundial they're measuring with. I've been out there every Thursday. I haven't seen it sink yet. Now, I've sunk twice and tripped once. The building is pretty sturdy.
The new prison's the same way.
We seem to be okay. But the final number for the elementary, I just want to let you know, it's 105,367 square feet.
I bet you say dollars.
Oh, it's coming. We ended up at $405 a square foot for $42,738,466. So from when we started at 469 down to 42, we were able to VE about $5 million as we rolled our contingency into that final GMP price. We were shooting to be under the $400 per square foot the last couple of months. It's been tough. I've gone to some other businesses that are building. I'll give you just an example. Some of our architects are building other buildings. They've seen anywhere from a 30 to a 70% increase over the last 3 months. So we're in that spot, but that's where we're at. Robert and I have been in communication with the capital improvement team, but we can now finish that GMP and we can start construction in the next 10 days. That'll be 3 projects going at the same time. We're going to have our meetings Wednesday. We always have our junior high meeting. I was there this afternoon, or this morning that goes with this afternoon. Tomorrow's a high school, and we're going to try to put our elementaries on Monday or Tuesday. They're called the OAC meetings. They last anywhere from 3 to 5 hours.
What are you going to do with your spare time?
Well, I got to work with Dr. Thurgood now because we got to run some wire in these things. That high school's 400,000 square feet.
What does that compare to, Larry?
So that's pretty close to just a touch of Fremont. It's 400,000 square feet with the field house. So it's about Fremont size. It's just laid out differently.
It just looks nice and big.
It does look big. The walls make it look big.
Well, but the issue is, and it's probably not on, but remember when Fremont was built,
Yep.
they had to come back?
Correct.
And so everything paid, and so guess what we're hearing now? Well, I'm hearing now.
Make sure don't cut it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't want to do that. That's why we did the bond, what we did, correct?
Yep.
And with that, as you look at that school and go, okay, we got capacity, but we got room for growth.
That's correct.
As the kids go in there, or as the community rallies around us, we're able to say, it's not a Farmington High,
No.
but it's comparable to what our needs are we'll meet, because it's not and I don't want to say this, it's not a Fremont where we cut 2 sections off.
Correct.
Am I correct?
You're correct. Fremont, when I say Fremont, it's the ground level, but now we've gone up 2 stories. The track's already been poured in the new high school. Fremont, I know, they had a track and we cut that track out.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, well,
yeah. Jim Smitty, smaller telescoping. So the high school, we're walking it tomorrow, but each school is on track and each school is still on time, but each school has its own little challenges. Any questions I can answer? If you're okay with this number, I'd like to get with Westland tonight and let them know that that's been presented to the board, and so we can move forward with our groundbreaking.
Breaking or snow?
Well, I'm not sure where we're going to break the ground with. It better be big.
Detail.
We good? Yes, sir.
Is there a ceremony you want board members to be at the groundbreaking? What
We haven't done the last three.
No. It's cold and muddy. When we open it and the ribbon cutting, we want everybody there. But let me just deal in the mud for right now.
If you remember, Robert is correct, we did do that on the Walkwist. And when Drew had that, and we kind of dropped that off on the last bill we agreed.
We haven't done it for a while.
We didn't do it on Orchard Springs, we did it on Birch Creek. We did it on Birch Creek, that was the last one I think, wasn't it?
Birch Creek.
Birch Creek, kind of like that in quote. So, yeah.
But that was summer.
No, he was there in his ski pants. I remember the president of the board was there in his ski pants.
Brent was in the ski pants.
I was there.
Well, we'll have to hop on the openings because we're going to open them all in August of '24, and they're all on track.
So, thank you.
You're sure welcome.
Larry, did the issue with the water drainage and tying in with the system and the county and everything, that worked out good?
Met with the county today and got them the letter they want. We should be good with the county. It's the 3 landholders. We've sent. I met with them twice over the Christmas break, and they have the documents, not only the land descriptions, but our easement agreement. And we're just waiting for them to return back to see if we can sign.
That's a Hadley family.
2 of them are, and then one's the Hanson family. Different tree, different branches. Hadley all the same. Yeah. Okay.
Boy,
Thanks,
Larry, his hustle has been amazing. He's been wonderful in this new role. Thanks, Larry. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Larry.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I think that's it.
Well, I believe that's it. So we will go ahead and close our
Board study session.
board study session, and you are free to roam around for 29 minutes. And we will see you back at 6.